Say how you doing today. How are you doing today? I'm your host, Lacey G. Soldier Turner, and today I got a very special guest with me. She is the founder of the Southern Black Girls and Women's Consortium. She's the co-founder of the Black Voters Matter. She has been doing great transformative work and invested in Black girls and women across the South. Her leadership has driven in millions and millions of dollars to organizations and creating grants. So she has been doing a lot of great things, and we finna get into some great things. So without further ado, I want to welcome the wonderful, amazing, talented LaTosha Brown. Welcome to the platform.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing today?
I'm good. I am blessed to be alive. Feeling like this is a moment for a reset and a reorganize. And so I'm feeling really good.
Okay, okay. So before we talk about, your honoree stuff, let the people know, where were you born and raised, and how was your upbringing as a child?
So I was actually born in New Jersey, which is ironic because I'm such a Southern girl, but my mother and father separated when I was around 2. So at the age of 3 on, I've been a deep South girl. I lived in Alabama, part of my life in Mobile, the other part in Selma, but my folks are from Mississippi. So you take a Mississippi and an Alabama and you get me. Um, so I am deep South, red clay down in the dirty, dirty down South girl, and I have lived and worked here my entire life, and it's been very intentional. That I have a heart and a love for the Deep South and for Black Southerners and what we do and what we've contributed to the country, what we contribute to our people, what we've contributed to the world.
Okay, okay. So let me ask you this: what made you want to start investing into Black girls and women across the South?
I remember as there was, it's really interesting. It came out of a vision. I've been doing work with girls my entire life. Even as a young woman, my first work in my early 20s, I think it was like 22, I started working with young people, right? Even though I was a young person myself trying to figure it out. And I always worked with girls because I actually feel like people who poured into me gave me possibilities. And so I wanted to do the same thing, but then I had been doing social justice work, and about 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, there was a report that came out of this organization that I had been a part of and still support as a Black Women's Rural Initiative, Black Rural Women's Initiative. And in is a report called Unequal Lives. And in that report, it talks about the $5 billion, $5 billion of philanthropy, the philanthropic dollars that were coming to the South. Less than 1% were going to programs that supported women and girls, not Black women and girls, all women and girls, less than 1%, right? Although we're the majority of the South, and everywhere I look and see how the work is being led is by Southern women, right? And so I got really upset about that and decided that what I was going to do is I was going to go back to philanthropy and organize them around they got to do better. And instead, I wound up going in the shower because I was really upset about it. I was like, how could this be so? Like we carrying the South on our back and we ain't getting no money.
Yeah.
And I went in the shower, and I'm a person of faith, and once water, something about water activates me. It's kind of like my superhero power. Like I get some water, baby. And as I was in the shower and as the water hit me, like I just got this real clear message that I could either fight to try to make folks do right, or we could create the model and lead the way. And so it came on me so hard and so strong that I jumped out the shower. I was writing what was downloading on me so fast and hard that the paper was getting wet. Like I didn't even have time to dry off. And so I got this vision of this organization, and essentially I knew the first thing I needed to do was I needed to anchor this work, and I need to anchor this work with 3 other women, with other women that could actually help hold this vision and birth this baby. And that's what I did. I reached out to 3 other women, Margot Miller, who was at the Appalachian Community Fund. And yes, there are Black people in Appalachia. It was Felicia Lucky, who was in the Alabama Black Belt Community Foundation, and Alice Inks Easton Jenkins, who runs the Fund for Southern Communities. And all 3 of these women, what they had in common is that we were all from rural communities. We were all trying to move money to our people. Like we wanted to move money and get some resources on the ground, and that we all deeply worked on models that were community-led models, that our work was shaped by community. And so we created this organization. This vision that I had was it's a 10-year, $100 million vision that at the end of the initiative that we would raise $100 million and reinvest that money back into organizations, groups, and processes that supported the leadership of Black girls and women. Because everybody talking about, Black women leading XYZ. Well, Black women just don't pop up one day.
Right.
Black women are Black girls that are Black women in training. And
Mm.
so for me, I believe that if we were going to feed the leadership pipeline, you got to get on the front end and invest in girls so that
Right.
by the time they're getting in the space to lead, whatever age that is, that they've got the skills, the equipment, and the network and the resources to do that.
Okay, okay. So is that what made you create the Southern Black Girls and Women's Consortium?
Yes, it is. It's what I want to do is three things. One, I want to move money on the ground. I want to, and so far in the last 6 years, we've been really blessed. We've been able to reinvest. That means re-grant over $10.2 million that we've given away. We've given to over 200 grassroots organizations on the ground. I wanted to make sure that we're actually um, strengthening the movement of women and girls in the South. And I mean, I'm talking about girls in rural areas, girls who live in the hollers, the girls who's from West Virginia all the way over to North Carolina to an urban Atlanta, what have you. But I wanted to build a network because I know that that works. And so relationships matter. And so what we do is we have an annual conference every year. It's a Black Girls Dream Conference. And we bring anywhere between 1,200 to 1,400 Black girls from all 13 states of the South together.
Nice.
Oh, and we got it going on. We got feet in the street and boots on the ground. And so,
Yeah, okay,
that was the third thing. And the last thing is I got tired of hearing the way people were talking about us. That folks talk about Black women just like we some workhorses, like we didn't deserve joy. That all we need y'all to do is work.
right.
Even the way that sometimes we talk about ourselves, and sometimes our men talk about us, like we just some objects, like
Right,
we just some objects to be looked at and discarded,
yeah,
instead of really seeing how how special we are, like really seeing how it really is our spirit. This physical body is one thing, but that we are the mothers of civilization. That's just the truth. And so why don't we get respected and treated like that? Like,
right,
why do we not treat ourselves like that? And so
right.
a big part of our work is I want Black girls and Black women to celebrate Black girlhood and to celebrate who we are and who God made us in all the different shades and shapes and colors and ideas and thoughts. But ultimately, at the core of it, I want to celebrate Black girls from the South.
Okay, okay, okay. I like that. I like that. What made you want to, I guess, co-found? I know you're the co-founder of Black Voters Matter. So, can you tell people about that?
Yeah, so Black Voters Matter is a power building organization. I want Black folks, this is a real simple answer. I want Black folks to have power. Point blank, period. That's it. I
Yeah,
need Black folks, and I believe that there are many ways that we can have power. I think political power is only one way, but I think it's important. I think when there are people who are attacking our communities, that are coming after our communities and resources, like they got to be held accountable. There got to be
right,
consequences. You
right,
can't come at us and there ain't no consequences,
right,
right? So we got to put some people in office, but sometimes if we can't do nothing else, we got to take some out. We got to chop some heads off. And
right,
so for me, with the work, it was really around how do we build power by collectively using our agency in all different areas. So it's not just around voting, but voting is key and critical because it determines who is in office, and those people in office determine where resources go. And
right,
I want my communities to have the best housing. I want my
right.
communities to have quality schools and education. And so that's why Cliff Albright and I created Black Voters Matter around the same time as I also jointly created Southern Black Girls. Yeah, I
Fine.
want Black folks to have power. We want, like,
Yeah,
listen, like
right,
and we got to be unapologetic around it. And what that means is we got to be in relationship with each other. What that means is that we've got to really start strategizing and think about how we protect our communities. What
right,
that means is that we've got to be more determined around anybody making a decision about us. We got to have some input in that decision making process.
right. Power to the people. We the people got the power. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
So look, let me ask you this. So I know you like you say you drove 100 millions and millions into organizations and creating grants. So how does that make you feel just knowing that you was able to do that for other people?
Oh, you know what? Let me say this. Years ago, I remember when Jill Scott came out with a poetry book. I think it was around 2007, 8, I can't remember, but she had come out with this poetry book. And as I was going into, she was doing this event at the Shrine of the Black Madonna in Atlanta. And as I was going in there, once again, this voice, I heard, "What are you asking of God? Write it down." And so I wrote down this list of things that I wanted to do that I desired. And then I spent some time really thinking about, okay, God, what's my mission? Like what can I do? What is it that I can do? And so one of the things that was on the list that I really felt really compelled and inspired was I was clear that I wanted to move resources to communities most in need, that I wanted to be a vehicle. Some people don't like raising money. Some people, I don't know if anybody likes it, but I actually like it. It's not that I like the process of raising money. I like contributing. I like connecting resources to communities most in need. There's a Bible verse that says, "The wealth of the righteous is stored up in the hands of the unrighteous." Then somebody got to go get it. Somebody got to go get it, right? So
Right.
here I am, send me, Lord. And so what I do is put myself in a position where I don't bow, I don't beg, stand in the space of my power, and I believe that I am giving people an opportunity to invest in really good work. When we invested in our children, what can be better than that? When you're
Right.
investing in people who are building power and feeding folks and taking care of community and building community, what can be better than that? So the
Right.
biggest reward for me is that God would use me in such a way that I could actually help connect resources. Come on, man. Like that's better than talking about folks talking about they want to be rich. Yeah, we all want to be
Right.
rich. But
Right.
but to be able to actually see God use you in such a way that it ain't really about you, that
Yeah.
it's in a way that God is using you to help connect resources for our babies to get fed, for
Right.
our children to feel a sense of their own future and to be empowered and creative for our communities. There's no greater mission. I'm so grateful to God that this is part of my mission. So that's part of why I do it. I do it not for the ego, not because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose. It makes me feel like there are good people that I see every day that are just doing amazing work. And I always think to myself, a lot of times we see people doing good work and we say, I can't wait. If I was rich, I'll give them some money. I mean,
Yeah.
when I get rich or if I become
Yeah.
rich,
Yeah.
yes, that's right. But I ain't got to wait till I'm rich. Like
Facts.
I can use what skills and gifts God gave me now to really be able to tap into the wealth around me. And that's what I do. So it's not just about I want to invest in that. I believe these people are doing really good work. And I'm going to actually use my skills and talents and however God uses me to be able to connect people to those resources.
I
So that's
like
why I
that.
do what I do.
I like that. Y'all see that LaTosha dropping them jewels? Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta get rich. Go
You ain't
ahead
got to
and
get
spend
rich,
it.
baby, but you got to be comfortable with it, and you got to know. And I am rich in a sense. I
Like,
may not be rich in terms of financially. Oh, I'm
yeah,
extremely rich. I got
yeah,
more love around me than I can actually hold. Right?
yeah.
I got opportunities that I never imagined that I would have. I get access to things that I sometimes probably don't even deserve. And so
Mm,
I think sometimes we get caught up in thinking of richness and wealth as in money, right?
yeah,
Instead of richness and wealth as in terms of relationships, in terms
mm.
of opportunities, in terms of an abundance of love. And so we connect all of those things. And yes, we trying to move some money too.
There you go. Look at that, dropping them nuggets. She dropping them nuggets on you. So look, let me talk about this. You know, with all the great things you're doing, you are an honoree at Megan Thee Stallion's inaugural P and Thompson Foundation Gala, hosted by Taraji P. Henson. How did this make you feel when you got that, that honoree nominee and everything? And how does it feel being, just grouped in with Megan and Taraji P?
It's a beautiful experience. I'm so grateful. A few years ago, about 3 years ago, I received Glamour magazine had a set of women that received the Women of the Year award, and Megan Thee Stallion received it that year, and so did I. and some other women as well. And so we met. Our first kind of engagement and encounter was sent. It was us receiving Glamour Woman of the Year award, right? And even that night, we kind of knew we had a special moment, and we kind of knew that something was going to pop off, right? And eventually, what wound up happening, her foundation, Pete and Thomas Foundation, my organization, Southern Black Girls and Women's Consortium, we created a partnership. And in that partnership, we decided that we were going to support 100 Black girls. We had been doing that work, and we wanted to specifically focus on one dealing with mental health, that we would create a special grant opportunities for young women to get many grants to create projects that would address mental health and healing. And so Peter Thomas Foundation was a partner of ours. It went beautifully well. We worked in partnership for a number of years together. And I think that that was kind of the budding of us recognizing kind of her work that she's doing in commitment to community. And I think her recognizing kind of the work that we're doing. So this year of all years, it was extremely special just because of what's going on. You know, the fact that even the awards, like the two of the awardees are leading an amazing ministry, feeding and homeless ministry in Houston, which is just like incredible. Then there's a young woman who is also a Southern Black girl who created her own organization and way to be able to engage young girls around mental health and healing. And so more than anything, I am so honored that the work of serving others is being lifted up, and in the work of her foundation. This is the first gala that Sister Megan is doing. She's raising money. The proceeds of this gala are actually going to support the Peter Thomas Foundation and the work that they're doing to support girls, and the work that they're doing around homelessness. So I'm super, super proud of her that she's actually seeing herself as a philanthropist and actually doing that work. And I'm just really honored to be in the space for our work to be lifted up as well.
All right, nice. I like that. I like that. So, look, let me ask you this. You know, you've been doing a lot, helping a lot of people. So, on your journey, what would you say has been your greatest challenge?
Oh, my greatest challenge. My greatest challenge is getting Black people to believe. To get Black people to believe in themselves. Like all this other stuff, like policy, elected officials, government, we can change all that stuff. Right? We can. Right? But one of my greatest challenges, and it's been a reward in senses, because I see when people are transformed, right? It's to get Black folks to believe in themselves, not to believe in me, not to believe in some cause we have, but if we believe in ourselves and our own power, a whole lot of stuff would stop. I'm telling you, a whole lot of stuff would stop. People would deal with us differently. We would deal with us differently. And so one of my biggest challenges is, trying to figure out what is the right message to get Black folks to understand how magnificent we are, to get Black people to feel how powerful we are, like to get Black men and Black women to see each other outside of what you can do for each other. Like there is nothing. I mean, even
LaTosha preach.
Listen, even in the process of, if you're trying to birth anything, there is nothing that you can actually bring forth life in this world without male and that female energy. You can't. Even the flowers have female and male spores. And I'm saying that not just on the relationship because I think that people can have the right to love who they love, and the way that we move how we move. But we have to understand that collectively, that we've got to deal with some healing around male and female relationships. We got to do some healing with how we hold each other. We've adopted a model. Our men adopted a model that ain't never been true for them or us, right? Our sisters are now adopting this model, have adopted this model that ain't true for them or us, that we found this way that who can objectify the one the most, like who is the, as if we are not going to be the seed and the birthing of our futures. And so part of my challenge is not necessarily thinking anything is wrong with us. My challenge is trying to get us to believe the opposite. It ain't nothing wrong with us, y'all. There's nothing wrong with us. God has made us exactly how we're supposed to be. And if we step in it and we were aligned in it and we believed it, there's some things we would not do. Ain't nobody got to tell you not to do. You would not harm. Like, you really, really love Black women. ain't harming black women. You really, really love black men. You ain't trying ways to strip black men. If you really love black men, but you can't love black men when you don't love you. And you can't love black women when you don't love you. So if I can get black folks to love themselves, we'll see it in their actions. We'll see how they interact with their children. We'll see how they interact with their partners. We'll see how they interact with each other. And so to me, that's the biggest hurdle. The hurdle isn't about the politics. The hurdle is really around getting black people to have such a deep sense of self-love that we're literally be ye transformed, that we are transformed to be the superheroes that God made us to be.
Hey, listen, man. LaTosha is a life coach and a motivational speaker. Y'all hear this?
I don't know about
on YouTube. You was a life coach and a motivational speaker.
Oh, well, I'm gonna take that title today, but
you dropping them Jews for the people.
There's a whole bunch of them.
So let me ask you this: on the flip side, what would you say has been your greatest? Your greatest accomplishment?
You know, my greatest accomplishment. This is gonna sound real silly. Well, it may not. Right? I'm a, I got 20 million projects. At any time, I got 20 million projects. And so I had, when I was growing, I'm a grandmama's baby. I don't know about you, but I am a grandmama's
baby. Me too, yes, me too.
You're a grandmama's baby, so you already know how we roll, right?
Yes.
Like my grandmama, you can't tell me my grandmama ain't sit on the right side of Jesus right now.
Right,
my grandma's that girl, right? And so, being a grandmother, but the beautiful thing about my grandmother was like the quintessential grandmother. Like I was gonna never be hungry around her. Well, nobody gonna ever hurt me around her. I was her baby. I was in my mind, I was her favorite. I don't care what none of my cousins say. But I was her favorite, right? So, but what was interesting is I also was in a space that with my grandmother, she was always available. So she wasn't working and stuff like me. She was at home. She was always available. I always knew where to catch her. And so ironically, the weird thing is, because she was so dependable and so in place, I actually thought I was going to be a bad grandmother. Right? Come here, Makai. I thought that, not a bad grandmother, but I remember thinking to myself, oh man, I wish my grandkids could have a grandma like, I know you're my grandkid. You heard him right.
Yeah.
That I wish my grandkid could have the experience I had with this grandmother, that she was always in place. She never traveled. She was always on time. All of those things, right? Always in the house. If I came home, my grandma went there, it was a World War III. We like, wait, what? Like, she was always in place. And so I was opposite of that. I am like, I'm diamond on Delta before February. Like I am moving, I'm moving all the way around. I'm multitasking, doing projects. And so there's a part of me felt like my grandkids were going to miss out on that. Right. And they didn't get that kind of grandmother. But the grandmama they got, baby, we think it's thieves. Like as you heard, as my little one came and just took, like, I am so proud of the grandmother that I've become. Like my relationship with my grandson, who keeps coming in and out of the door and about to get in trouble in about 5 minutes because he know I'm on this interview. They can't see you. Stand up here. You got to get up. Say
how you doing? How you doing?
He said, how you doing? Good.
Okay.
The relationship is distinctively different. But because the way that I work, I thought I had to give that up, and I didn't. I just had to readjust and figure out a way to be family very different than what my grandmother was. And so my kids will travel with me. Like I will take long extended periods of time to be off. I ain't working in the summer. I'm not working for a whole month. I'm with my family. Don't talk to me. Don't speak to me. I'm like with my folks, right? My holiday, I'm with my family. A lot of my work, I'm with and I'm saying that because I know that, if you had to ask me this question 10 years ago, I would have been like, oh, well, we've raised $143 million for this organization and this. my greatest accomplishment has been to be able to be true to myself and do my work
Oh, I
and
love that.
still be able to build my family. That's what I'm really most proud of.
Ooh, I love that. I love that answer. I
Yeah.
love that answer.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Even though my grandchild just came and took my phone. See, I thought he was slick. He came and got my phone so he can play his games on there, but that's all right. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
Like, yeah, grandma.
He like, I'm right. Like he done slipped on out here talking some, hey, hey, phone gone. But that's all right. I got him. He know.
Okay, so look, let me ask you this. So, what advice would you give to like these young women? Because it's a lot of young women who feel like they have to like wear like skimpy clothing and do these filters and feel like they have to be an object to men and all this type of stuff. What advice would you give to them?
So I've got advice for two ways. Number one, let me say this because I'm always challenged. Even even when my partner raises that, I'm like, listen, did you have problems with women dressing like that when it was in the men videos? I was like, because if you ain't have problems with them dressing like that, why you got a problem with them dressing like that? And not that I'm not critiquing it. My point is, like, um, men don't need to have no commentary on how sisters dressing for themselves when they actually help facilitate this space for that to happen. When Luke had people um butt out and all that other
Like,
stuff, everybody thought
Booty
that was cute.
Brown.
Right. You thought that was cute, right? But then when you see these other sisters doing it, then now all of a sudden we got some commentary. No, that's they behind. If they want to do it for them, that's them, right? Now, my other space around that, I'm not justifying it. I'm saying if anybody gonna do it and had the right to do it, they got the right to do it because it's their body, right? But what I will also say though is, sister, also know that you are more than your body. That also know that you are really more than anything, you are a spirit walking in flesh, and you get to determine. Like if this is what you want to do, if you want to wear your Daisy Dukes because that's what you want to wear, I ain't even mad at you. Do it. I got you, right? But I want you to really examine, is that why we're doing it? Or are we doing it because this society has taught us and told us that my value is only my body? Has this society told you that your value is only your looks, right? And so that right there, you can respond to that in a way that says, I'm a bad mama jamma. No matter, I can come up in here with an outfit from a head down, whatever. You gonna feel this spirit. You gonna get this girl. You gonna understand who I am. And so I think it takes a different kind of superpower and energy to be so confident. See, we think that it requires confidence to not have clothes on. That's true. But let me tell you something. It takes a whole lot of confidence to not show no skin and be the baddest broad in the joint. I'm telling you, right? That's when you like, oh no, this is it. This is all of it. And so I'm saying that I don't have any critique of how sisters decide to make a decision for themselves. What I have advice on sisters, my advice out of experience, because being a young woman, listen, I rocked it when I needed one. I wanted to rock it, right?
Yeah.
Um, and, but I do think that with maturity and with experience, you start understanding and uncovering other aspects of yourself and realize that you are so much more than just to be objectified, and realize really that your power is in your spirit, ain't your body. Your body is just a house. Like if you die the day of the night, that body gonna be there, but they can't replicate that spirit,
Right.
right? And so what are you doing to feed and to showcase that spirit and to develop and to grow that spirit? That's where my energy and my focus on. So if there is any advice I would give the sisters, it ain't about telling them how to dress or to wear their hair, whatever. Folk, we tired of people telling us what to do, right? But what it is about, to me, if there was some advice that I would tell them is, one, understand, sister, that you are exactly how God made you. You are exactly right. And you can co-create in this space. You can become the person that you want to be and who you want to be. You just want to be another chick? Like you just want, like, who you want to be? Who are you going to be in the world? Not what you're going to do, but who are you going to be in the world? And so, I think that that's the advice, like to really, if you're going to spend your time on anything, learn how to love yourself. And if they do that, I ain't worried about them sisters.
Mm.
Listen, black women got it going on, and and I'm so proud of these young sisters because one thing about these young sisters, many of them that I'm learning from, oh, they ain't taking no mess. They are they not, and folks got all kinds of like when what? No, they not about to be oppressed, and you right, they done with it, right? And but there are ways that I think that we have to have a balance. That
Yeah.
there's a balance around like don't become the very thing that has exploited you,
Mm.
right? Whether they exploiting you or you exploiting yourself, it don't matter. You still being exploited. Become the thing that honors you. And whatever honors you, that's what you do. Right? Every decision you make should be rooted in this is what, not just what shows me off, but this is what honors me. So my advice to the sisters is take the time to learn how to fall in love with you and honor you.
Okay, look. I know she don't want to say this, but that was, the motivational speaker and life coach, LaTosha Brown,
Listen, you gonna stop that.
dropping, dropping them jewels,
I
dropping them
not a
jewels.
life coach. I always was. And I know so many people. I was like, well, what is that? I'm like, you gonna coach me through? Oh, okay, all right, all right, all right. I guess we all need coaching, don't we?
Facts, facts, facts. So look, let me ask you this: do you have anything else coming up that you want to promote or anything?
I do. I want people to go to our site. We have Southern Black Girls and Women's Consortium. Please go check us out. One, we really are working to build relationship and be in relationship with community. We work in all 13 states in the South, right? We need your support. We've got all kinds of opportunities. Women, we're saying that we're the philanthropists. Every single decision made about grant making is made by what we call wisdom councils. Women just like myself and others who this is what you do. If you're a nurse, if you're a teacher, you got some expertise. If you're a housewife, you got some expertise. If you're a woman, if you're a gardener, if you are a construction worker, there you got something, some kind of offering. And so what we do is we actually convene women in the South to help make the decisions around how do we redistribute the money, right? And then we also have opportunities with our bus tour coming up, with our grant cycles coming up, that we need volunteers and we need dollars. If it's you don't know how important it is, the people that are listening to me, I've raised hundreds of millions of dollars, right? But I remember the one of the most memorable um, donations I ever received from a philanthropist was I was standing on the corner in Pritchard, Alabama, and we were out campaigning. And this sister came. She had went in the bottom of the change in her car, and a sister came with $10 and some change of coins and handed it to us and said, "Listen, this is all I got right now, but I want to contribute." I will never forget that. Because it can't that money, I promise y'all, I know that $10 turned into at least 10 million. I'm clear, right? Because it was blessed money, it had love and power behind it. And I say that because those people who are listening, if you could go to our website, if you could just contribute $1, $5, all those small donations, the way that we take it is what it sends a message to us is we believe in you, that we believe in this work, and I'm investing, I'm a part of it. So if anything, if people can come and join us, be a part of what we do, but if nothing else, make phone calls for us, and nothing else, give $1, give $10, give $5. You have no idea of how much that means to our staff. It's almost like it feels like applause. It feels like keep going, keep going. You know, when you in a game and you need to hear people in the crowd say, "We got you, we got you." That's what it comes off to us. That when we see those small donations, when we see donations, right? Because if you got $1 million, drop that. I ain't saying you don't want the big donations either, but I know oftentimes we don't think ourselves as philanthropists until we become rich.
Yeah.
No, philanthropists, black folk, like working class folk, we're some of the largest givers in the world, right? And we're giving from our heart. So I just ask you to join us and drop us $1 or two, and just let us know that you appreciate the work that we're doing, because we believe that if you can improve the life of a black girl, you can change the world. I fundamentally believe that.
Okay, okay. Give them their website again and let the people know where they can find you at if they want to get in contact with you.
Okay, so you can go check us out, southernblackgirls.org. That's southernblackgirls.org. You can also follow me on social media. I post a lot of stuff around Southern Black girls and opportunities. It's Miss LaTosha Brown, MSLATOSHA Brown, on all the platforms, include a bootleg Twitter that I'm trying to get rid of. Um, so follow us. Please come and be a part. Southern Black Girls, we got it going on. We got feet in the street and boots on the ground.
Okay. Look, my last question that I love to ask all my guests. Okay, when it is all said and done, and you are long gone from this earth, what
Mhm.
is it that you want the people to know about LaTosha Brown?
I want people to know that LaTosha Brown did her best to be an embodiment of love. That's it. I want people to be like, if they don't think nothing else was like, okay, all right, she was an embodiment of love. I want people to feel a sense that they are important and they are valued and you belong. Every single person, whether I like you or not, like you are not here by accident and that you're loved. So if folk can put a big old heart, they can don't put my body in the ground and put a big old heart on it and be like, yep, this sister was an embodiment of God's love. That's all I want to do.
Okay. All right. I want to thank our life coach, LaTosha Brown, today for coming up.
You just created a new career for me, but that's all right.
But now I want to thank you. You dropped a lot of knowledge, and you're doing a lot of great things in the community. So I truly appreciate that. You know, when anybody help our people, I super love it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And I love that shirt. You know, I'm sitting over there, I'm looking, I'm like, wait a minute, who on there? I'm like, yeah, buddy.
But
I love that shirt.
yeah, I would definitely let you know as soon as I write this article and publish it and everything. I'll let your people know.
Okay.
All right, you
Thank
have
you,
a
brother.
good
I
rest of it.
appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you for everything you're doing too. So we'll be into I write and direct movies too. So you know we're gonna
Oh, do
collaborate on
you?
yeah.
You got some stuff out?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Send it to me.
All right. I'm you on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram, Ms.
Okay.
LaTosha Brown. So send it to me because I'm doing some stuff too. I'm doing some film stuff too. So send it
Okay.
to me.
All right. So just look out my name on there is G Soldier.
I got it.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right. Appreciate you, brother. Thank
All right,
you.
bye bye.
Bye.